Welcome back to the Wicked Thrifter resale channel. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to pull this video over a couple different days just so it doesn't back up on Monday and I can get out faster to get some thrifting done. But anyway, you can see the calendar's changed. It's October and I've still yet to start recording the number of sales daily up there. That is the goal. Maybe I'll do that later after this, but we're going to do a little family day. Go get some Halloween costumes out of the way for the kiddos. So I want to get some of this packing done so that on Monday there's less to do on Sunday too. Alright, well, let's get started. We sold a lot of littles so far, so that's kind of nice to get some of those things pulled and out of the way. I bought these a while ago. These are actually a lot of vintage silverware. This is a set of mid-century wooded handle dinnerware set. Initially got this at the thrift store. It's hard to tell in here. I don't know if you can tell. Sorry about the crinkling. But that set sold for $42 plus shipping. I think I picked it up at the thrift store for $10 for the whole set. I don't know. I'm kind of not into the whole picking up and selling silverware thing, so I might leave that to the others that are interested in that avenue, but unless something just is included in a lot or something, but I don't think I'll be going for that again. I did grab that though because I thought they were neat. Could be like a tiki or rustic decor cabin kind of thing, but they were cool. $42 plus ship on. This was a nice sell too. I don't know if you can get the scale of that, but it's a 3-tier brass vintage. I think these were used for like pie shelves. People nowadays probably use them more for like plant stands. It's got like the serpent or dragon feet. I don't know what you'd call those on them. But I got that in an estate sale for $15. And it was a nice sale. I had it listed for $359. But I took an offer of $200 plus shipping. So that's heading on out. I'm going to ship that on out on Monday. And see how that goes. These are fairly easy to ship. It's metal. Can't really do too much damage to it. But I'll protect the feet and pieces like that. And then put it in a box that I'll make. I'll usually use two 12 by 12 boxes to make the size I needed for this. And then just protect the edges and feet with wrapping and other things. But again, that sold for $200 plus ship. This item sold pretty stinking fast. These little trinket boxes, you don't get a ton of money for them, but it's not a bad deal if you can find them. So this guy is heading out, and I listed it, I believe, for $29 plus shipping. Took an offer of $23 plus shipping. You can see it's got the maker's mark inside there, and that's the magnet closure. But yeah, these can do okay if you can get them at the right price. These little enameled, like brass trinket boxes. And that one was cute. So that one sold for $23 plus shipping, like I said. And on to the next. Guys are heading out. Here, woo, almost had a little catastrophe. But these guys are heading out. These stone carved, I think hippos or rhinos, I'm not sure. No, that's a rhino, but I'm not sure if that's a hippo. These guys actually sold through eBay's international shipping. If you are not signed up for that yet, if you have the opportunity to do so, I would suggest it. Unless you're comfortable with selling internationally and shipping internationally on your own, the risk is all on you at that point then for returns and all that stuff. But if you use the eBay's program, the international shipping program, yeah, the customer that purchases the item is going to pay a little bit more, but that's all fees included. There won't be any, as far as I understand it, no additional custom fees and whatnot. It's all included in their price, so they know what to expect right off the bat. But as far as the seller, you can't go wrong, because as long as it makes to the distribution center where they ship it out of to get to the customer, there's no risk for you. So if it's damaged after that point, you're covered. So, all right, so these are heading out. These sold for $14.97 plus ship. I've had these for a long time. I will not probably pick up these stone critters often, if at all, again, unless it's in a, like I said, auction lot. Or if I look them up and they're just unusual and they look cool, and go for decent money, then I will. If it hits my, like I said, I'm trying to get 5 into 25 to get at least $15 profit after fees and whatnot. So, if you didn't know, collector plates really aren't much of a thing anymore. There are a few people who probably still collect them. At least for me, they don't sell very well. So I'm shocked that these are still selling, but I have one that's been hanging out for about 2 years. So let me pull that, and this guy is the plate I'm talking about. This is Bob Harrison. These I bought probably 2-3 years ago. I know I got them before COVID. They've been hanging out for quite a while, and I finally let this guy go for $8 plus shipping. I sold all the others. I had a bunch of them. There's a few that are going for a decent amount of money. And you obviously have your cat people, but all right. Another purchase from my early reselling days. I'll get that pulled and I'll show you. I let go for a pretty minuscule price. I sold it for $5 plus shipping. It's a stoneware set. This is a stacking set, so there would have been at least one more piece, if not two. So the body, so you can kind of see there's feet, the face. Would have been a body, and most likely there would have been a top to it, like a lid. But it's a partial set, so it's just a bowl and the plate. And I sold that for $5 plus ship. I probably paid, I would say probably $5. So I probably could have just donated it, but at least it's moving on and it's moving out. Right, well, I'm going to pack that stuff up, and then I will be back tomorrow to pack back at it. We're going to pull some more items. This is part 2 of our pulling video the next day. We're going to grab this little Norwegian troll figure, and then also a little party light, tea light votive candle holder. This little party light, you can see it's got the marking on the back, as well as the little sticker. It has a magnetic closure, and it's just a little votive candle holder or a trinket box. I guess you could use either way. You can set it like that. And then this guy sold for, you can see it's marked on the bottom. It's hand carved from Norway. Sold for $29.97 plus shipping. I always pick these up if I can get them, if I find them. And usually people don't price them very high just because they're like, who's going to want that? But that's something to kind of watch out for. I don't find them in the thrift stores very often. I usually find them on, auctions, or mostly, I think, estate sales is where I found the majority of these pieces. Here are some fun vintage glass pieces that are heading out. I have this kind of like colonial green, I believe they call it. I don't know if it's avocado or colonial green. But it's like a thumbprint pattern, Fenton glass cake stand, and it's footed. Then I have that going out the door for $40 plus shipping is what the buyer paid. I also have this like coin dot vintage glass pitcher heading out. It is dusty. I'll probably give it a quick wipe down before I send it on out. But there's no damage, no chips or cracks. A little bit of water or dust residue down at the bottom, but the handle's intact. And that guy is heading out for this pitcher. Sold for $32.97 plus shipping. And this is a Viking glass, like draped, whoopsies, Viking glass draped fruit or console bowl. You can see the bottom there. And I sold that for $22.47 is what that went on. That sold on a offer to buyer or offer to watcher. So those are 3 glass pieces heading out. I'm going to go grab some more items. I sold a little wood owl and also this Snoopy music box. No, wait, that's Pluto, not Snoopy. It's an Henri. I think that's how you say it, but it is from Italy. That's heading out. And let me grab that. I pulled a few of these items. So this Pluto, Disney's Pluto music box is heading out the door. It's $54.97 plus ship. This little hand-painted and carved owl on some burwood here. Is it burl or burwood? I'm not sure. It's not signed, but these decently sell for me. Sometimes they take a while, especially if they are not signed. But usually they do. They don't sell for a ton of money. But he sold for, shoot, I forgot. I had it pulled up and I looked at it, but I forgot already. $15.27 plus shipping. And I also sold this. This was a recent purchase from an estate sale. I grabbed this for $14 at the estate sale. And it didn't sell for a ton. I listed it and it sold right away, so maybe I should have listed it a little higher. I had purchased it for $14, like I said, and it sold for $24.97 same day within an hour of listing it, plus shipping. So watch those prices. These sometimes can be hard to comp because the size, you got to be aware, you make sure you're paying attention to the size. And, you know, this didn't have a signature. There was no signature. There was no tag on it. I don't know who made it. But that led me to lower the price on it. And you know what? I'm not actually upset about that because it is going out the door pretty dang fast. I got it a week ago and it's already gone. So, you know, there's a profit there. Not a ton of profit, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's pull some more. Is a pitcher, a pottery pitcher. It's got like a wheat pattern on it. So I'm going to pull that. And then I have another wood carved figurine that I need to pull. So let me grab them and then I'll get right back with you. Here's the wood carved guy. Now some of these can be worth a decent amount of money and we'll talk about it in just a second here. So like I was saying, some of these hand carved pieces, this is what started me on that path of, you know, purchasing these items, is things like this. It's signed. I believe this is from a artisan up in Canada, and the last name is Hannah. They have a bunch of different people in the family that actually carved these. So there's a history to these pieces, and people do collect a lot of this specific maker, their family pieces. You'll find a lot of Chinese or like knockoff pieces that look fairly similar to this. A lot of times they'll be smaller, but just beware. Check it to see if there's a signature. You know, those can be worth decent money. This sold for $74. I think $74.97 plus shipping. Heading out the door. And then this pitcher. I pulled it. We sold this pottery pitcher piece here. It's handmade, signed by the artist, definitely vintage. So I think it says Hamilton is the maker on this. This only sold for $25 plus shipping. And this is another reason why these are super, super nice pieces. However, the market's just not there right now. It's not a trend. People are really into a lot of the cottagey stuff, but they're more into like vases and things that are purposeful. Also heading out, it's just a little sterling silver rose ring. I listed it fairly competitively because there's a bunch of them online right now. And I listed it for $25 plus shipping, and it sold the same day for $23 plus shipping. I probably should have listed this a little higher, but I'm just getting into the jewelry market and learning as I go. So that's going out the door. Items for this round of pulling include this little RR Pico. This is the Roseville Robinson Ransbottom, I believe is how you say it. And it says it's a 1-pint butter dish. People hand paint these a lot. And it says Happy Halloween. It's super, super cute. I don't know why these don't sell more. I couldn't help for a while. I picked up every single one of these hand painted ones that I found for the longest time. This only sold for $14.97 plus ship. I also sold these little salt and pepper shakers. They're vintage. They're crazy. They got some condition issues, but I sold them as a lot. This is heading out for $10 plus ship. And then also this here is just a little poker set with the original cover. So poker chip set. And then that sold, I believe, for $17. Just double check. $18.97 plus ship. All right, I think that's it for now. And then if there are more items to pull in the morning, I'll grab those and I'll show you what those are as well. We're back at it. We have a few more items to pull today. A couple of these lucite sculptures sold right away. So this elephant sold. This guy and the two giraffes sold to the same person, and the elephant sold for $90 plus shipping. It's Platnik, I believe, Abraham Platnik, from Brazil. So that's heading out. And then this person also purchased the giraffes, and I still have a couple more items left. So I got the baby giraffe with the mommy giraffe, and that sold for, these two together sold for $120 plus shipping. Let me grab the other items. One more thing about these. I had no clue that these were that big of a deal until I saw it in another YouTube video from another reseller. And I happened to do a little bit of research on it. It was just funny that we were at an estate sale. These were estate sale purchases, so I did not find these at a thrift store. And they had these super reasonably priced compared to everything else in that house. I mean, I shouldn't say that. We got a bunch of stuff that day, but a lot of the other like vintage glass that they had, like Fenton and all that stuff, was priced pretty high. A lot, even some of the rock pottery, like birds, you see the South African birds, they had priced pretty stinking high. But these were like $10 a piece, which is an amazing deal. I grabbed all the ones that weren't damaged. So if you see these in the wild, they're worth looking into. I mean, not all of them are worth a lot of money, but the more unusual the color, you know, a lot of them you see are this black and white, maybe a little bit of yellow, but if you find any with the colors or unusual animals, grab them. I also sold this Fenton piece, this covered dish. You can't see, so this is something I picked up at a Goodwill location, and I did pay $19.99 plus ship, or not plus shipping. I paid $19.99 plus tax for this item. I thought for sure it was like a $60+ sale. Again, this was back. I'd still look up with the Google Lens. I'll use the Google Lens to look up some items just to get an idea what the current listings are. And I've gotten better about not getting excited about that amount that you see on there. You want to look at the current solds. So yes, this is a nice piece. There's no damage. This is gorgeous. But again, at $20, maybe I would. It only sold for $45 plus shipping. There's still profit there, but it's not, I mean, $20 into $45 is not my model. So, but it took about 6 months to sell. And I don't know, I'd have to think about picking up this again, unless it was like, you know, $5-10. These are heading out of here. I just listed these probably last week. Again, hand carved, signed wood pieces do sell. Wasn't a ton of money. Mind you, I got this at an estate sale as well, and I paid $2 for it, and it sold for $25 plus shipping. And this is the last item I'm pulling for today to ship out. This didn't sell for much. Again, I am not picking up little figurines like this, if at all, anymore. They have to be really worth it, but I probably paid, I don't know, $2 for it, and it only sold for $5. So still not a loss, but still not worth me listing in the time that I had it sitting on the shelf. So I will not pick these up again. So $5 plus ship. All right, I think that's it. That is all the items for this week's What Sold video. If you have any questions, just drop them down below. Otherwise, I do appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday with another What Sold. Have a good week.